Asim Munir. Many believe what happened in Baisaran is a direct link to what Asim Munir, the Pakistani army chief, said a couple of weeks ago. Listen into what he said, and I want Ambassador Kaju, you to bring us the chronology which you have written in a recent article. First, listen to Asim Munir.
पाकिस्तान की कहानी अपने बच्चों को जो है आपने जरूर सुनानी है ताकि वो पाकिस्तान की कहानी ना भूलें. Well, our forefathers they thought that we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life. Our religion is different, our customs are different, our traditions are different, our thoughts are different, our ambitions are different. That was the foundation of the two-nation theory that was laid there. That we are two nations, we are not one nation. So because of that, our forefathers they struck. पाकिस्तान की कहानी अपने बच्चों को जो है आपने जरूर सुनानी है ताकि वो पाकिस्तान की कहानी ना भूलें. Well, our forefathers they thought that we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life.
Vivek Karju, what do you make out, given what General Munir said, then the attack in Baisaran? Give us what you believe is the chronology of events, and then I'll get Ambassador Basit to respond.
Look, for completely fictitious reasons, I think the Pakistani army believed that India was somehow involved in the Jafar Express attack. After that, I think General Asim Munir, came out on 16th April with these comments when he was addressing the overseas Pakistan. Now, in my memory, and Ambassador Basit can correct me, in my memory, while Mr. Jinnah used such expressions as Asim Munir expressed about Hindus and Muslims to whip up a passion for Pakistan, especially in areas where there was no such passion for Pakistan. After 1947, I do not recollect any Pakistani leader of note or any army chief, even while maintaining the foundational principle of Pakistan, which is the two-nation theory, ever referring in such a communal manner to Hindus and Muslims. Second, Mr. Jinnah himself on the 11th of August 1947 gave a speech in which he tried to distance himself from all the remarks that he had made earlier about Hindus and Muslims. It's a speech which the Pakistani authorities for many a long year tried to, put in cold storage, because it was a speech where he tried to project that Pakistan would be a kind of a state where everyone would be allowed to practice his religion. And he said, importantly, your religion has nothing to do with the business of state, which was totally contrary to the two-nation theory and to the formation and foundation of Pakistan. That is the 11th August speech of Mr. Jinnah. But now, for the first time, Asim Munir is playing a game that is not only dangerous, it not only is divisive, it is offensive and provocative for India. But I would venture to suggest to Mr. Basit to think very deeply the full connotations of what they are trying, the seeds that they are trying to sow. Stability, my one last point, the stability of India is, of course, will always be there. India is a secular state. It does not discriminate between citizen and citizen on the basis of religion. The Chief Justice of India recently, in a case Rajdeep, if you recollect, when it was pointed out to him that if such things happen, then he won't be able to hear this case because he happens to be a Hindu, told a senior advocate of the government, a senior counsel of the government, that when we sit on this chair, we have no religion. That is what India is. That is the constitution of India. And here, the army chief of Pakistan is talking of Hindus and Muslims in this day and age, the digital age. What is he trying to prove? And last point, when it has never been done before, in my memory, no army chief, even while reiterating his commitment to the two-nation theory, has ever gone down this Hindu-Muslim road.
Let me take that, just a minute, let me take that precise point you made now to Abdul Basit. Abdul Basit, the fact is, from Zulfikar Ali Bhutto saying 1,000 cuts, to bleed India, to now what Asim Munir says, there's a clear path that Pakistan wants to destabilize India and divide India in your perception of a two-nation theory. Kashmir becomes, to quote General Munir, a jugular vein. Now, is this the language to be used in the 21st century, and then to expect India again to believe that Pakistan is fully innocent when 2 weeks after that, people are killed for their religious identity?
First of all, Adib, I am really surprised that despite the fact that today's India is now closely wedded to the idea of Hindutva, and you are still calling India a secular state. What is happening to Indian Muslims? We have just seen the Waqf Amendment Act, the new law, which is absolutely discriminatory against the very constitution, articles, I think 14, 25, 26 of the Indian Constitution.
Yes, sir, but our parliament is freely, just to add, sir, our parliament is freely debating the issue. The issue has gone to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is hearing it. And please understand, Indian Muslims have come out on the street with black bands to protest what happened in Baisaran. So, you see, this seems to be the attempt. No one here in this program is going to say that there may not be flaws in our country. But the fact is, in India, there are checks and balances. Your country, unfortunately, sir, the army seems to have a country. Most countries have an army. Pakistan's army has a country. How do you justify Amir Munir's remarks? Tell me that. How do you justify Amir Munir's remarks that Hindus and Muslims cannot coexist?
It has become a now kind of hackneyed formulation which is used again and again. But so be it. As far as the two-nation theory is concerned, our army chief did not say anything new. And if you go a little back, into the history, it was Mr. Savarkar who came up with this idea of Hindutva and separating Hindus from other religions, from Muslims and from Christians. So actually the two-nation theory started with Mr. Savarkar. If you are to blame anyone, you should be blaming Mr. Savarkar for that. And that obviously gave Pakistan.
So is that your justification for General Munir?
No, it's not.
I am asking you to explain General Munir's statemements. Please explain to me, as a rational mind, what General Munir is trying to say.
Rajdip, the army chief did not say anything new. That, as Ambassador Kaju very rightly pointed out, that was the whole rationale for making Pakistan, very fundamental foundation of Pakistan. Yes, we thought that we were a different nation, hence we wanted a separate homeland, and we got it. So what did he say which was different from the very fact that Pakistan was based, or it was created on the basis of the two-nation theory?
But sir, with due regard, and I want to move this on, therefore, to what I said just now for a moment, that the army has a country. Do you concede that your army, you today are attacking Indian secularism? That is your choice. And you claim that India has become a Hindutva country. I want to ask you a simple question. Do you accept the proposition that most countries have an army? Pakistan's army has a country. Your most popular leader, Imran Khan, today is in jail. The army decides how elections are held. How can you then deny the Pakistan army state's involvement in deciding the future of your country?
No, I would not deny that we do not have issues in Pakistan. Definitely we do. Like any other country in the world, we have our own peculiar issues. You would have your own. So that doesn't mean that nothing really is working in Pakistan. We do have a government. We do have systems working. So I would take your point to a certain extent. But we are going through difficult phases, and I'm sure in the years to come, we will improve and we will have a better system of
Okay.
government in place. Yeah.
Let me bring that to you, Vivek Karju. The difference between India and Pakistan, we've had the army in the barracks all these years, for 75 years. We've had elections peacefully taking place, transition. Yes, we have our own flaws in our society. According to Mr. Basit, we have become a Hindutva country, and you're free to respond to that, Mr. Karju. But do you see Pakistan's army playing the real pernicious role here?
Look, the Pakistan army has always been its most important institutions. It has made and unmade political leaders. Each political leader who's, whether it was Benazir, starting from Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, who was Ayub's protege, to Benazir, to Nawaz Sharif, to everyone there, to Imran Khan. They've all been proteges of the army who have crossed the army's path at some stage and have had to pay a price. So the Pakistan army is actually the controller of the destinies of Pakistan, point one. Point two, Raj, is that in no condition does the Pakistan army allow anyone else to intervene in the security policies of Pakistan or important foreign policy issues of Pakistan, and certainly not its India policy. And Mr. Basit, if he is honest, he will agree with this. In fact, some of his
But
colleagues...
how should India respond when you hear Pakistani guests coming on the program, sir, and saying the rise of Hindutva politics is pushing Indian Muslims into a corner? They are using this, it seems, to create the impression of a sharp Hindu-Muslim divide on the ground. To that extent, do we also need to introspect?
I think every country at all times must introspect. 2 points here. The first, as far as, for example, the Waqf bill is concerned, you rightly observed it is before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has seemingly taken objection to some of its provisions, and those, even though Parliament has passed that bill, and it is an act now, the government has suspended those parts of the act. Now, as far as Hindutva is concerned, of course, there are people in India who are not happy with many of the policies of the present government. But the government is popularly elected. It has a mandate. Mr. Modi was elected as Prime Minister for the third time. And he was not elected at the behest of the army. The army plays no roles in elections in India, unlike Pakistan. The people of India decide. And if the people of India decide on something and decide on a leader, well, he has the popular mandate as long as they want. Last point, he is obliged to act under the Constitution. If he flouts the Constitution, India's constitutional authorities and the Supreme Court in particular has time and again stood up and told, starting from Indira Gandhi to other prime ministers, that this will not stand scrutiny. Your decisions, even acts of parliament, have to go, because they are against the basic structure of the Constitution.
Mr. Karju, I take your point.